So to get us started, let's go ahead, bring it down to the ground. So a little bit of motion in the hips, the ankles, so I'm starting to soften the shoulders back. Right, see, just that the hips, stay back, rotating. Also feel that range, so rotating motion more. Each time, so you get a little bit further each time. So as we're rotating, we're breathing in, and then we're always breathing out on that exhale. All right, so start bending those knees a little bit more. So you want those 90-degree angle in the knees. You're pulling one. And I want you guys to turn your head, and I want you to look back at those walls behind you. I want you to really rotate, breathe in and get a little bit further, and then keep going. So as much intention in these moves already as we can. Breathe in, breathe out. Focus on that breathing. Find me that rhythm. If we're feeling a little tightly wound today, remember, the more you breathe in through the nose, exhale through the stomach. Make sure we're not just shallow breathing. Focus on the diaphragm. Good. From there, let's go ahead and stay in that 99 position real quick. We're just going to extend one leg, or you can keep it bent. What we're going to do, we're going to stay back second we work. We're going to pull that back knee up. Just get a little bit closer. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. You have one hand. If you don't know if you're breathing properly, make sure you're expanding that stomach. So just go on each leg. Good. Challenge yourself. Try to drive that front knee or the knee you're not pulling away from the ground down to the ground. You try to create opposite tension. Always trying to create tension. Shoulders are pulled back. You can play around with that foot angle a little bit as well. So if your leg's getting locked out, move that foot away. It might give you a little bit more range, or you might notice now you're tighter in a different spot. So maybe we can start working on it. So remember, 12 on each. Once you get those 12, let's go ahead and switch legs. Focus on that breathing still. Every time we go down, as you pull that knee away. Good. If we can, think about trying to pull that chin back, because we're always here in front of our shoulders. So make sure we're also trying to keep that neck neutral right now, just being conscious of it. Good. All right, from there, we're going to go ahead and flip it to our hands and knees. So you get a little bit of movement in that spine. Make sure that you're starting with directing traffic with the tailbone. So the way to stay pulled back, or that tailbone leading away. So as we come out, knees up. Each part separate. So one, that tailbone starts moving. Then the rest comes with it. We're not doing it in one motion. Remember, separate them. You guys know I like to say if there's a little race car, like your 2-year-old little niece or cousins putting it up and down your back, or like a roller coaster, you want to try to keep everything separate. Focus on that breathing as you push away from the floor. As those hips come out and that chest comes out, you're thinking about trying to pull that chest and that sternum in front of those armpits. You're also trying to take that chin up to the ceiling. Let's open up some room. Let's get 6 to 8 of those. If you feel tight, let's get those 8. And really pull those shoulder blades back and down. Pull those shoulders as far as you can away from those ears. We gotta get those traps relaxed. We gotta get the mid traps working, those lats working. We gotta teach your body where neutral is again. Good. Once you get those 6 to 8, we're gonna go sew the needle. Just like we had a class yesterday with. So you're locked on that left hand. Make sure as we're doing it, we're reaching all the way up. On that exhale, you're still reaching as far as you can. On that inhale, You're coming through, bending that arm, and bringing your ear all the way down the ground. I want to see those ears touch. Let's get 8 on each side. And as you do that, think about shooting your hips back behind you. Remember, opposites. Create that tension. Good. Play around with that arm angle. You can go palm down, you can go palm up. See which one feels a little bit different or a little bit more challenging. As you're bending that elbow, make sure we're still pulling that chest out in front of you and you're pulling those hips away. Think that tailbone. Just like you do with that cat-cow, find me that neutral spine. Good. Nice. From there, our last one we're going to do to open up those hips. Something we ended class with yesterday. So we're going to do a single leg robbers. So start off left knee down, right heel driving away. Keep those arms long. Come back. Breathe in. And exhale, push away. Think about doing it on those heels. Push back. Spine is neutral. So that side view. Arms stay down. Remember that heel is driving out. Clear. Like that. Focus on that breathing. You stay the same. Pull that chest out. Pull those shoulders away. And keep driving that heel. Remember, if you're not breathing, that body's not going to give you that extra range of motion. So we got to make sure that we're focusing on that breathing. Let that body relax. 8 to 10 on each leg. You'll know if you got a little bit more, because if you can breathe and you start inching your way back still, so you can push a little bit more. Nice work. Nice work, ladies. All right. So as we're finishing up those, you should really start to feel all the good stuff, because it's probably pretty tight right now, especially if we were here yesterday. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to go for an AMRAP. All right, so we're going to go for 10 minutes, possibly 12, depending on how many rounds we get. I'm thinking more like 12. And I'm going to keep calling things out when we get lost. So just keep in mind, everything is 12 reps. Either it's total or on each side. We're going to keep working our way through these rounds as we go through for those 12 minutes. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to go for a bird dog. And it's then going to take us into a Superman, into a toe touch. So I will show us all these as well. We're going to have a bomber push-up, an eccentric push-up with a handcuff attached to it. So there's going to be mobility involved in these and stability. We're going to go mountain climber with a crunch. You're going to go for a crab position with triceps. If you have a couch or something next to you we can use, we're going to do that. All right. From there, I like to call them compass lunges. So just think forward, side, curtsy, because I'm going to go for single leg squats and RDLs to end the block. All right. So again, if you have something near you, it's going to be good. We just need something to isolate those feet. So as we set this up, we're going to focus on one side for 12 reps. We're just going to keep those hips locked in. Go through, opposites, stay for 12 reps. Heel, straight up, back, hips, don't come out, shoulders to the ground. 12 on each. All right, from there, you guys have yourself that Superman with toe touch that look like this. So one sitting, heel together out. Up and everything's on your position. Rolling. Thumb up, control, back up, roll the other way. All right? So every time you roll this one, you're gonna roll to the left, you're gonna roll to the right. Now, both of those movements attached. From there, you have yourself that bomb push. So this thing is gonna be like that pipe. So here, you can go in the prayer crawl position, you want the knees, shift back, you're gonna push your body away, nice and low. It's coming up, and then come back. All right, we're going from this one. We're up, driving those knees to the ground, to underneath, and we're up from there. All right, so there are options on those moves. Working on that stability, working on those triceps. And then we're going to go with that push-up. So again, the knees, forward toes, coming down, it's that eccentric. So we're coming down as low as we can. Keep the attention through the legs. Let it go from that forward position, all the way up. Keep that attention, all the way back. Bring it in on the row. And we press up, and we're going back down. All right, so grab your swords, come out. Back. And we're up. So you can do it from the knees, or you can do it from the toes. From that position, we're going to go for that mountain climber. That's lunge. So again, we're up on one side. You get the knee as far as you can. From there, you pull that belly button in. Back, reset, pull in, tuck. Reset, pull that knee in, tuck. So you want to push the ground away, just like we were actually doing those Russian planks yesterday. All right, again, you can do that from the knees. Two options for this one. Make sure we're in that nice tall shoulder position. Wheels driving through. Small range of motion. Getting the triceps. If you have something near you, put those palms out, chest out, and we drop. All right, something we don't do very often. So make sure if you do have shoulder issues with rotating those thumbs out, not in line with that. So with that thumb out, a little bit more in that neutral position. From there, we have those lunges. So we're going forward, lateral, and then we're going for that curtsy. So one leg stays for all 12 reps. So we go front lunge. Remember, keeping those hips back, keep that tension on the glutes. From that position, lateral lunge, reset, curtsy. That's one, you gotta do it again, same foot. All right, watching those hips, watching where we keep that weight shifted. Your last two moves. Bring up that single leg. It's up. Make sure weight's on the heel. Either that kickstand or out. Coming back down into slow. From that 90, lift the toe. Drop that heel. All right. 12 on each. You want to go as slow as you can. A split stance or an off stance. Make sure that coming down that 45. I don't want to see us up here. It's all those quads. But remember, find that torque position. Bring it back down. That final one. You're going to lock out that hip. Knee stays back. Tuck the hips neutral. Shoulders stay back. Aim as far as you can. Find those hamstrings. And we drive it through. I want to see that knee bend just like yesterday. Really learning to separate the movements, making sure we're not pressing ourselves up, which we usually have a tendency to do. Just natural. All right, so remember you have 12 minutes. Everything is 12 reps minus those push-ups. Those handcuff push-ups are going to be 8. Everything else is 12. So the first one, you go bird dog, Superman to toe touch. All right, I'll keep it in 2s. So you have 12 on each leg, bird dog, left and right side. Then remember on that Superman, you roll to one side, give me a toe touch, that's 1. Give me another Superman, give me another toe touch, that's 2. So it's just 6 rotations back and forth. I'll keep working our way down from there, but 12 and 12 for that bird dog. All right, here we go. Time starts now. So on those bird dogs, thumbs come up, Pull those shoulder blades back down. Keep that chest in front of you, armpits over the fingertips. If you've had the luxury of going outdoors to get your nails did, make sure you're looking right at them. So 12 and 12, draw me that heel like you're trying to bust down a door. See how long you can keep that arm. So you're thinking all the way up. You're thinking that arm's still long all the way back down the ground. Really focus on that control. Good. 12 on one side, 12 on the other. Try to get that leg to full extension. Drive me that heel, pull those toes into the shin. Good. From there, remember, Superman. So arms stay long. You gotta keep tension, driving those heels behind you. Try to take those arms behind you, and then we roll. Imagine it's like boot camp. You have that toe touch. Once you go back, reset. Give me another Superman. We go to the other side. Still sun's coming behind your head. Remember, it's like a rainy day. Back in elementary school, playing heads up, 7 up. Keep those thumbs up. Or just think of Fonzie. Give me those thumbs. 6 rotations. Good. Remember, you're thinking chest out and down, shoulder blades retracted. Here's some room for those shoulders. From there, remember, you have those bomber push-ups for 12. So just think pike into a cobra stretch. Squeeze and hold on those Supermans. Give me that intention on those. So we're going into that pike and then driving down. Try to pull those toes. So on this one, you're thinking about driving those legs down. Open up the hamstrings. So I want you to scrape the ground. I want you to work on that control. And then from there, if you're on that pike position, I want those shoulders back as far as you can. That chest is all the way out. Remember, if you're having trouble going all the way down the ground, bring it to the knees. But keep those feet on the ground. You want that tension. Push back, Lisa. Keep pushing back. Like Superman. There you go. Think like a child's pose or a pike. Good. After those 12, remember, it's that eccentric push-up. So I want to see a 5 count down, keeping that chest out. Once you get to the bottom, those hands come off. You grab your swords from behind you. You give me those handcuffs. Where you come back to the swords, you bring those shoulder blades back, or you press off. Nice, Alex. Pull those shoulders back a little bit. Squeeze those legs. If you're feeling that lower back, bring those hips up a little bit. Squeeze that body. Squeeze those hips up. Squeeze those feet through the ground. That bottom couple inches on those push-ups are our weakest spot. That's what we're working on. Nice, Sonia. There we go. Nice, Juliana. So 8 of those push-ups, actively pulling those shoulder blades back and down away from the ears. I want you squeezing as hard as you can back. So, yeah.
One.
You got it. So you got a handcuff push-up, Alex. It's going to look like this. So here, control. Back. So when I see those shoulder blades move, I want to see those shoulders control and actively pulling those hands and elbows as far back from that floor as we can. After that, you have 12 on each leg for that mountain climber, and then that tuck. So when you get to that mountain climber, pull the knees from the can, and then you pull that nose up in. Reset up. So actively pulling in. Make sure it's coming from the mid-back, not those shoulders. So as we're going, over here, pulling in, and then you pull. Find me that limitation of that hip, and actively still pulling that knee into your chest. 12 on each leg. It's gonna start burning if we're doing it the right way. Really contracting and controlling that TVA is what we're looking for. We're halfway through this block, everybody. Keep pulling those knees in, keep tucking those tailbones. That's what's gonna give you that arch of that back. Good, Lisa, just like that. From there, remember either that crab soccer position, and we're gonna go for those triceps, or we're up on those couches. Good, find me that hip flexor range, then we tuck that booty. Just make sure on these triceps, if we have shoulder pain or shoulder issues, make sure we really contract the shoulders, make sure we rotate those palms. So we're not here, you don't wanna close them off. You wanna open up those shoulders. The biggest thing is before we do anything, pull those shoulders away from the ears. Make sure your traps, your shoulders aren't gonna take it. We wanna make sure it's the triceps pushing you back up. Now a trick for everybody too, lift the toes. All the weight should be on your palms right now. So if you feel like your feet are pushing you up like a bridge, you're taking away from the triceps. Want to see those elbows bend as far as they can and then push you right back up. You got it, son. Shake it out, get them shoulders and wiggle it out a little bit. There you go. From there, remember, compass lunges. You go front, we go lateral, we go curtsy. Nice work, keep those shoulders back. Rotate those palms out. Keep that body in that 45-degree angle, hips going out, weights on the heels. Same leg for 12 reps. Make sure we're hinging forward, everybody. Make sure we're hinging forward. So make sure we're not solid. I want good posture on this one. I want shoulders forward. I want forward for balance. I want forward for that booty. So remember, take forward like a split squat. Back up. Here, that's what's going to allow you to get more range in the hips. So make sure hips stay out. Remember, twerk position. Nice, getting low. Use the power from that leg to get yourself back up. Find me that range. Breathe. Every time you drop back up, you get that exhale. If I was there, I should hear it. Get explosive with that breathing. Good. On those laterals, you're thinking you're trying to extend and push that leg away like a stiff arm. Help that body out. Give yourself more range. Once you get 12 on each side, find me that couch, find me something as a reference point, even a wall. Also make sure that you have something to bounce your booty off of as we're going. Once you're finding that hinge, then drive back to that heel. Nice. Keep lifting those toes, ladies. Keep lifting those toes. Don't let that body weight shift on the balls of your feet. Nice. Nice work. So remember, once you finish 12 and 12, single leg squats, single leg RDLs. So use whatever you got, a wall, a couch. So reference point is what you want. So even if we're sliding down a wall next to you on one leg, you can still do a split stance squat. So if I have a wall, just make sure I'm finding that range where I can fall back into the wall, then make sure I'm at this push-up table, driving through that back leg. Balance. So Lisa, if you face me against the wall, yeah, it's just a reference point. So take one step towards me. There you go. And then get a split stance. So one foot slightly in front of the other. There you go. Now lift the toes of the front foot and fall all the way into the wall. Trust yourself. There it is. Yup, perfect. I want you guys to feel that spot, just like those push-ups, where our weakness is. Nice, Sonia. Sonia, swing me that right foot slightly towards the other one. Yeah, right there. There we go. That's gonna be fun now. Oh yeah. 12 on each. Once we're done, same thing. If you have a wall, throw that foot up against that wall. I just want you to lock this hip out. Also make sure those hips are square. Soft knee bend, that knee bend does not change from the side. Slide as far as you can. And then we drive on the glute. Remember that knee is almost stationary, it's in a cast. Nice, Alex. Nice, Juliana. I only see shadows, but it looks good. As we're going for those squats, make sure that knee is pulling away from that big toe. Let those glutes up out. If it's coming in, it's a lot of that hip flexor doing the work. I want to see that knee pull away. Bend that knee, Lisa, bend that knee. So the knee stays bent. Remember, it's RDL. So bend it. Keep that weight back. Good. I want to see those toes be able to wiggle. Good, Alex. Try to lock that knee right there and then just use hips from there. Try to keep that knee fixed. There you go. And that's going to be a lot more hamstring glute. Now, the best part about this, since we're all here now, is I lied to you in the best way possible. You have another round of this, but we're cutting everything in half. Then we do mobility. The time was just a joke. Time don't matter. It's quarantine. We got nothing but time on a Friday. So you try to lock that knee in that fixed position. So try to keep that knee locked. And we're hinging. And going back. Give me that single leg twerk position. Should look like that stinky leg. You just got one leg. Sonia, I know I can't see your face right now, but I know you're laughing at me. It's a good thing. Have fun with it. So remember that foot stays locked on. I want to see just that front hip doing work. I want to try to take the balance out of it. I want you focusing on that range. Good. So once you finish those 12 and 12, remember back through it, but now half the reps. So everything's 6 reps. Those push-ups are now 4. So you're going back to the bird dog, 6 on each side. This is your last time through, then we get to that mobility. So 6 on each side for that bird dog. See if you get a little bit more further back with that elbow now. This is where we start challenging it. Your body's warm. You gotta focus on the breathing. You gotta focus on the details. Pull that chest out, elbow back as far as you can. I wanna see how high that hand can go. How far can it go, Lisa? How far can it go? There it is. Find me that stiff position, breathe, and then see if you can go a little bit further. Remember, we want to challenge those ranges. This is the time to do it today after a long week, stressed out from work, workouts all week. We want to see where that range is now and where we need to get better. Six on each side, thumb still coming up. From there, you have those beautiful Superman to toe touchers. It is just 6 on each side. Nice. As we're doing those Supermans, as we're doing those toe touches, drive that heel. If your hamstrings are tight, I want to challenge them a little bit. Alex, think less Superman, think more thumbs. Right now the palms are here. Think neutral. There you go. Good. Remember, once you get to that Superman position, make sure the whole body has tension. Squeeze and hold at that extension, and then bring it back. And then you have that bomber push-up. 6 on those. Try to scrape your sternum or that shirt through the floor. It's the Incredicoaster at Disneyland. You got a massive drop right now. Find me those end ranges. Starting to pop back. Just a little bit of shoulder pop. We're gonna do that next Friday. Just everybody's like popping and locking the chest. Just getting that mobility. Just got a little bit of rolls in there. After those bomber push-ups, 4 eccentric push-ups, remember with the handcuffs. Make sure we pull the shoulders back first, then we grab the swords, come back. If you're tight in the chest, tight in the traps, or the lats, we'll find out real quick today. Breathe. Remember, there's no time limit. I want you to find those full ranges. I want you breathing through that range. Lisa, freeze. Chest out. There. Nice, Sonia. Good, Alex, shoulders back. From those push-ups, you have those mountain climbers, 6 on each side. Keep those shoulders back. If you start to feel your chest going past your armpits, reset yourself, fix it. Let's work on better patterns. That's why we slow things down. We see where our body's disconnected. We see where it's breaking down. That's how we fix it. If we go too fast, we won't know. Is that a silver lab? Tell me it's a silver lab. Or is that a golden blue? I can't tell me shit. Juliana, you got another coach in there now? Good. Remember, after that mountain climber crunch, you have the triceps. Each time we go for those mountain climbers, reset the shoulders back into that good push-up position. So then you're getting shoulder movement. Lisa, pull them back. Pull them back. So always starting in that push-up. As we get that crunch, they move forward. So think just like a cat-cow. Reset them, pull them in. Reset them, pull them in. Six on each side, 6 triceps, lunges, squats, and RDLs. And then we get to stretch it all out and unwind. Good, Alex. So remember, you're thinking, lifting those toes up. Weight is just on that heel for balance. Shoulders stay back. Those elbows bend as low as you can before you push those palms away. There we go. On those lunges, I want to see how low you can go. I want to see if that 45-degree angle stays there. So as you go out, keep it in that 45. Make sure those glutes and hips move. Good, Alex. 6 on each leg. Just a bunch of pockets today. Love it. Yeah, Alex, good. Remember, once you get to those single leg squats or those compass lunges, you want to make sure that those heels, the ball of your foot, are not the toes. And if the weight shifts, you're then losing that balance, and that quad's got to take over that move. So make sure we slide them back. Imagine I'm trying to push you back on each one. Alex, he ain't moving. You're in his spot, all right? Get it right. Now you know why I don't work out at home. That's $2. We're not allowed that. Hinge those shoulders, chest is out, hinging at that hip. Good. Wiggle those toes. See where that weight shifted. That last one is 6 on each side for that RDL. Keep those knees bent. Hips do the work. That foot is just a resting in a balance spot on that wall, on that couch, wherever it's at. Please try to lock that foot on that wall. Keep that knee bent a little bit. That wall just moved, huh? Keep that leg on that wall. So if I'm on that wall, I want to see that foot flat on it. This there is a resting part for balance. I want you falling into it. Get them cheeks. No. Now they can. Nice work, ladies. All right, so if you do not have something to get some leverage on or to break up some of our spine, so if you're here last Friday, we did some work in the lats, the chest. That's why you see the box behind me. Not only was it for your moves, it's for the mobility. So make sure you have something to get leverage on, because we're gonna open up that range. All right, so let's get some water. Slow down that breathing, start thinking about it. Expand the stomach. If you don't know if you are, put your hands right above your hips, or hands on your ribs and your pelvis. Fill up that balloon. All right, so the first move we are going to start with is just get a little bit of movement before we really lock it in. So if you have any kind of med ball, foam roller, if you have anything to use for tension, let's go ahead and grab it. All right. All right. So you have foam roller again, med ball, Swiss balls. Ladies, feel free to grab your dogs and just use those as a hug. That'll help. All right, so what we're going to do is follow with your feet, driving to the ground, keeping tension. Foam roller is in that knee crease. You're going to sit on it. All right, we're locking out the hips. We don't want to use them. All right, so feel free to go on the heels with it, or you bring around the calves, wherever that feels a little bit better. But from here, those hips are not moving. You have something to squeeze. Find that grounded stretch position to where you're reaching, solve that around that back. Right. So if you don't have anything, you reach forward, find that grounded position. So keep reaching down, keep reaching down, keep reaching down. Bring that sternum to your knees. Have those hips moving. Find that nice stretch. From there, that chin stays tight. The chin's on your sternum. From there, you're going to rotate as far as you can. To the right. That position. We're going to bring that left shoulder up. Right shoulder going to that hip. Going. Still up there. So rotate. Bring that chest out. We start rotating to the left. Rotating. We bring that shoulder down. And then we start bringing it back to center. We do the opposite. So for those of us that don't have it, remember, hands are on your shoulders. Wait for you to don't let them scream. From this position, so if this is neutral, you want to get out of neutral already with that spine. You want to relax the spine. She's not walking into crunch position. Rotate, select position. Walk it out. Keep that rest position. Up, just your middle shoulder still. Forward. Rotate. We go from there. So I want you going as slow as physically possible. So make sure you are rotating first, then we crunch, then we open up. So I want you to spin like a top as far as you can first. Once you get locked out there, then you get a side crunch. Lisa, freeze. Rotate those shoulders as far back behind you as you can first. So look back, keep going, keep going, keep looking, keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. Now from there, then you bring that shoulder down to the hip. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now bring that chest out. Yep. Now keep rotating left as far as you can. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Keep going. Breathe. Drive that shoulder down to the floor. And then slowly start rounding forward. Alex, keep rotating. Keep going. I know you got more. Breathe and rotate. Try to look back at that TV. Then bring that shoulder down. Yep. Keep going. Keep going. Good. Now bring that chest out to the ceiling. There it is. Nice, Juliana. How far can you rotate looking back at that massive window behind you? Keep looking. Keep looking. Good. So remember, we're finding those end ranges. We may even already be finding new ranges that we didn't even know we had because we don't have to use them. It's real easy to just turn our body and grab something instead of reaching across and getting it. Let's do one more in each direction, and then we're going to switch it up. Sonia has that back. Right above the hip, right over the boobie. Okay. Yeah, this will actually help that a little bit. So when you find a spot that's stiff or painful, think about you're trying to trace around it. So like if you're in a coloring book, you got to trace those lines and then color inside to make it look all nice. That's what we're trying to do right now. So if you find a spot where you get real stiff or it's painful, just go slightly around it and then bring it back. Yes, and you rotate, rotate, rotate. Yeah, there we go. All right, so. Now we got some movement in there. Now that you opened up your lats, a little bit more. So you have your door frame or wall, you know, this as well. You start off with arms extended. Think of it just like you would a child's pose. From there, breathe in. Make sure we're keeping that chest pulled out. So I want you to think about sinking the hips. So if I'm doing it here, give you guys a good visual. So remember that head's not looking up or down. You're keeping it neutral. From there, ribs to hips. And open up that spine. And you're just going to sink in that position. So your eyes are looking right down in front of your eyes. Don't look down. Don't look up. I want that neck tucked into neutral. So if you feel like that head's just dangling forward, pull it back into those shoulders a little bit. Then try to pull the shoulders back and down a little bit more and breathe. Try to sink those hips. Bring those hips down the ground. Add some leverage to it. Breathe. The biggest thing is breathing right here, because if you're not used to this range, it's going to tighten back up. Now from that position, everyone slowly bring yourself up. You're going to add a little bit more to it. Again, if you have a wall or door frame, the elbows there, just like with the handcuffs. So we're just adding to that stretch. So if you have a foam roller, feel free to put your hands around that. But you're thinking about just coming back, pull that chest out, ribs to hips. So we're just challenging that handcuff position. Getting some leverage. If your lats are one of those limiting factors, if your chest is it, we'll find out real quick. Make sure we breathe. Good, son, just like that. Make sure that head's in line with the shoulders. Remember, don't look down, don't look up. We want neutral. Or what maybe not feels neutral, but it actually is. Good. And if you get stuck with the hips, think about pulling those knees away a little bit. Think about tucking that tailbone. Find me that neutral position again. Because we're going to stay in this position, and we're going to start doing those cat-cows again. So get ready. Good. All right. So big inhale. On that exhale, slowly bring yourselves back up. Be ready to be back in that position. So 2 ways you can do this. Either you can hug down, you can bring it back to this position. Now I want you to focusing on the belly button down as far as range. All right. So make sure you have some shoulders. You're thinking about magic micing the floor right now. So try to lock that chest out. You want those hands back behind your head. I only want to see that hip, the lower back to mid-spine. We're practicing twerking. That's all it is. It's got really good lumbar. It's got good lumbar movement. That's all. I got a little bit of hip in there. You just use the pole instead of the couch, you know? Let's get 4 more. So remember that chest stays out. Keep that chest out in front of the armpits. So I want you to really focus on the mid back and the lower back. Just remember, they're all attached, but they should all move separately. On these last 2, see how slowly you can control them. Focus on that breathing. Lisa, try to take that foam roller out and just go into that child's pose position and take those knees a little bit wider. And that'll give you a little bit better lockout position. So extend those arms out and bring your head to the ground. There. Now see where it moves from there. Exactly. Good, everybody. Nice. All right, one more. Inhale, exhale, slowly bring yourselves back up. From there, we're gonna do our neck real quick, then we'll get some arms and shoulders. All right, so back in that same position. Or just lock yourself out on the couch. Make sure as we're here, your hands stay locked. Right, palm down as far as you can. You're going to rotate that chin as far back as you can. So as we do this, you're creating tension. So you're squeezing your med ball, you're squeezing your arms. If I'm there to pull them away from your body, you're squeezing them back in. You should not be able to move your body. All right, so here, you're squeezing, rotate. From that rotate, just like we did there, when you get locked up here, that ear now goes as far down as we can if you're pinching a cell phone back in the day. All right, from that position, slowly bringing your nose up to the ceiling. You're going to bring that ear back down. That chin goes back as like you can. Chin traces your collarbone. Back the other way. All right, so with your neck, you got to be real careful. So I want to see you as slow as physically possible. So whatever you think slow is, go slower. This is one of those ones you got to be real careful with. You want to put a lot of intention in it. So imagine if I'm there trying to pull your arms away from your body, squeeze those fists, squeeze your body. I want to see those shoulders flexing. I want to see those arms. I want to see those forearms popping. And then bring that chin as far to one way as you can first. Once you get locked out, then that's when that ear goes down and you still are actively always pulling. It's never passive. You're always thinking you're still pulling further. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Remember, find that lockout. Then the ear drops as far as it can to the ground. If you feel like you're getting locked down in that position, feel free to keep those arms extended too. That might give you a little bit more range. So if you feel better going here, feel free to try it. Alex, how far can you go? Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Then flex that ear down. So then, yep, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now that chin. Nose is looking at the ground. Good. Lisa, pull that head up more. Shoulders back a little bit. Yep, Keep going, keep rotating, keep rotating, keep rotating. Breeze. Look back more. Yep, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now bring that ear down. Keep flexing that ear down. Now that chin's gonna trace the collarbone. Sonia, I can't see you, but shoulders down look good. So I'm assuming you're doing it right. Okay, let's get one more each direction. I see it, Sonia. I see you. Good. Find me where you get stuck. Find me where it gets sticky. We're finding those end ranges. If you're on that computer all the time, those traps are going to be tight. Those shoulders are going to be forward. That neck position is going to be all over. So we are going to do something else to kind of relax your traps a little bit. Once you finish that one on each side, go ahead, take a big deep breath in and exhale. And I'm going to show you a quick little way to slightly relax the traps. So there's a bunch of stabilizers in the back of your neck because we're always looking all over. There's a lot of things we've been given, but we don't use them. Or they're always too tight. All right, so what we're going to do is just all you do is you're going to push that chin back. So you're trying to give yourself a tension. All right, so you push back from that locked out position. So you're here, then you look up, and come back. So you're going to reset. If we can't move it back, that's why your neck hurts. You got to relax the stabilizers a little bit. Just do it careful, do it slow. All right, so remember, you're going to physically take your hand and you're going to push your chin backwards because we're always here in front of our shoulders. You want to reset up to open up that neck. See if you can take that chin all the way up or see where it's limited. And you give me 2 ups, 2 downs, and then more forward. Then we bring it back and reset it. It's being conscious of it. So Lisa, take one of those hands, try to push it. There you go. See how far you can go. Pull those shoulders down a little bit. Yep, now do it again. Yep, push back and then look up from there. It's gonna feel weird. You may even get a little bit of popping in there. I've had that before too because it finally releases itself. So you know those people that walk looking like this because they don't want their neck to be here. Because most of the time we don't think about going forward or even rotating side to side. It's just we use our shoulders as we go. All right, everybody, our last move. We're doing nice and slow for both sides. If you have an elbow onto a foam roller, feel free. A med ball, feel free. Put it underneath the knees. I want you to pinch something between pillows. Foam roller, something. I want those hips staying square. All right, from that position. You're in that side position. Shoulders are back, but shoulders don't move. Feet back to the ground. You're squeezing that med ball or foam roller. Palm is away from that position. Bring it back, chest still pulling. Once it hits the ground, back, and down. All right, so we don't want that torso to move. Go ahead and come up. So try to stay as square as we can. You do it seated. You have a couple options. You can also do it up against the wall. So feel free to also do it in a lunge position. So if you're doing that lunge position, that knee that is away from the wall is going to be out. You're going up against that wall. Make sure that you're pushing that foam roller up against it. You want to keep tension. So actively squeezing those knees. Keeping those hips square. Keep that chest pulling through to the ground. So it's going to naturally want to make it easier on us because that's what's comfortable. We got to get uncomfortable. Make sure we're breathing. Remember, just like we've been doing everything else, I want you to feel every single part of your shoulder right now. Feel where it gets stiff. We're going 8 on each arm. So that's there and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. The balls of your feet are going through the ground. Ribs to hips. Pulling that chest out in front of those armpits. A lot of details. So think up, like a backstroke. Think bye, Felicia, open palm. Then you got that backstroke. Think of like a big, beauty queen wave. Rotate, rotate, rotate. So Sonia, I'm gonna challenge you on this next one. You ready? All right, so think thumb up. Once you get locked out at the ear, you gotta rotate. Open up, yep. Then keep rotating that wrist. I want that watch of yours to see all of the room. I want to see those shoulders rotate. 8 on each side, everybody, and then it is over. Yeah, there it is. That feel different? Think less backhand your kids. Think more like, think more rotation of the shoulder. You gotta hide that pen pan, Sonia. You gotta hide it. Nice. Every time you finish that, reset the shoulders, retuck the hips, figure out where your body's going back to so we can adjust it. Lisa, pinch those shoulders. Yup, Alex, pinch that shoulder back. You're thinking about trying to pull that shoulder into your hip to create tension. Let those lats help you. Remember, that's for stability right there. The more you keep that tension, the more you squeeze, the more your body is going to assist and help out. You're building that recruitment back. So you're pinching those shoulders back, keep keeping that chest out in front. Nice, there we go. Who can go like this now? Anyone get a little bit more loose in the shoulders? Anyone moving? Front, back, side, side. Pop, pop. If you guys get stuck later today and you're at work, just start shimmying, start popping, stop. Just get a little bit of movement, play with it. Just that wiggle. That's why we don't have control, but we don't play around anymore. Act like when your kids were like 2. Or your nieces or nephews, your cousins. That's why they have the range of motion, they use it. Nicely done, everybody. Stay safe with all the smoke going on. If you live in the mountains, be careful, be grateful, be thankful. There's a lot going on right now. But have a great weekend. Remember, keep an eye on everything. I think we may have some emails coming out. We've got lots of posts lately, so keep an eye on that. But enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys next Thursday, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye, guys.
Thank